This is a Storm Team 12 weather alert.
I ask for prayers just because I know that there are some families that'll be displaced. Just praying for the community, for the financial loss, the material loss, and of course this has a great emotional impact on people as well.
That's a pastor in northwest Kansas asking for your prayers tonight after a tornado outbreak leads to reports of widespread damage and injuries reported. So in the town of Selden, we'll update you on all of that, give you an idea of where that is. It is in Sheridan County. You can see Colby there on the map, just off to the east of there. So overturned trucks and trains, damaged homes, grain bins torn open. Just some of the reports we are hearing tonight out of Sheridan County. We do have Team 12 coverage for you as we walk you through the damage. Also a timeline from all of tonight's storms. We had multiple tornado reports tonight. Let's begin, though, with Chief Meteorologist Ross Janssen keeping an eye on an active system tonight. Ross?
And Mike, we do continue with a severe thunderstorm warning tonight. This is southeast of Garden City, and over here is Cimarron. It does look like the strongest part of this storm is staying to the south of Charleston. Now, this storm for several hours tonight was rotating, looked like it did, and might have produced some brief tornadoes south of Garden City. No reports of damage from there, but over the last hour, we continue to see this storm ever so slowly pushing to the east, only at about 10 to maybe 15 miles per hour. That's one of the added dangers out there. Slow-moving thunderstorms dropping copious amounts of rain and hail, and so western sections of Gray County, keep an eye on this storm. I think the hail size is probably down to quarters there. And also, severe thunderstorm warning continues tonight south of Lakin, down into northern sections of Grant County. You're going to see this thunderstorm is also not moving to the east all that quickly, only at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. A threat of some quarter-size hail and locally heavy rains underway there. Strong thunderstorms are starting to redevelop across central Kansas. It doesn't look like the hail threat's all that significant, and this is a part of the state that's probably not going to see severe weather overnight, but developing storms, locally heavy rain, and a little bit of lightning is what you can expect with these storms moving across central Kansas, across Rice County, over Canopolis Lake, extending up just to the west of Salina. The tornado watch now until 11 o'clock tonight for areas west of Dodge City. It does look like the tornado threat is winding down as we speak, but in the overnight, there's still going to be a threat of some hail, some gusty winds, maybe to 60 miles per hour, and some locally heavy rainfall. As all of this severe weather started to unfold earlier today, you may be wondering where it all started, and standing by with a look at the timeline of events, we'll send it over to meteorologist Peyton Sanders with a look at where it all started today.
And it was an active day across Kansas, mainly in the western part of the state, where we had at least 6 or 7 tornadoes. That's a preliminary number. The National Weather Service will be going out probably tomorrow and in the days ahead to conduct damage surveys to get ratings on how strong any of these tornadoes were. But we can show you some of the reports. Our first of the day coming at 3:12 in the afternoon, 14 miles to the north-northeast of Wallace, an initial tornado. Then at 3:50, 12 miles to the north-northwest of Wallace, another tornado developed. Then the storms marched up into Thomas County at 4:15, 12 miles north of Winona. We had another tornado touchdown. The storm passed over Colby, luckily without any tornadoes, but just northeast of town. Redevelopment at 4:16 p.m. And by far what looks like it was our strongest tornado of the day was in Selden. The tornado started at 6:07, 6 miles to the southwest of town and tracked up toward the northeast. Then we had additional thunderstorms in southwest Kansas also producing tornadoes at 6:25 to the north of Kendall. Another tornado touchdown, and then also to the southwest of Garden City at 8:13 p.m. So pretty active day in western Kansas. Had several of your pictures sent in as well. This one from Lydia outside of Colby. Looked like a funnel cloud until we got that report of it actually touching down, making it a tornado. Also got a report here northeast of the Wallace area. Looks like that was a stovepipe tornado. That picture sent in to us from Roxanne, and here's likely the strongest one of the day, sent in from Gerald as that storm moved into Selden. Thank you, as always, for sending in your pictures. Always be safe when you're sending them to us, but definitely an active day over parts of western Kansas.
So let's get back out to the damage there in northwest Kansas. Again, this all happening in the town of Selden. This is just east of the town of Colby. Colby and Thomas County. We're talking about Sheridan County off to the east there. Pretty small towns. We're talking census in 2010, 219 people living there. So everyone comes together in a situation like this to help recover. I just talked to the emergency manager. There were initial reports of injuries. In fact, troopers told us they responded to some injury accidents due to semis that had blown over in this tornado. Good news from him, though. He just texted me and said, officially no injuries. Plenty of buildings, though, damaged or destroyed. Now, as far as homes, he's saying 3 to 4 homes with severe damage, but down trees and down power lines. And as Jacob here, we'll go to him with some more of these pictures. Jacob Albrock, in Selden tonight, we're hearing from a man who says the cleanup effort started immediately. Jacob?
Yeah, we'd expect nothing else, Mike. When the things clear and things are not quite as dangerous in the moment, everybody's going to help each other out. That's what you do. In Kansas, that's what you do in a small town. So earlier we spoke with Pastor Jacob Shadle. He's the pastor of the Selden United Methodist Church there. He says there's a lot of damage across town, and he showed us that damage through these pictures: buildings, trees, power lines all down. That includes the grain elevators along Highway 83 that runs through town. While emergency crews are still evaluating all the damage, he says there are likely homes that are unlivable after that tornado came through. And as Mike mentioned, Selden's a small town. Pastor Jake calls it a tight-knit community. He says minutes after the tornado, people were already in the streets helping in and checking on their neighbors.
You can't even drive down the block without seeing people out just helping and checking on people. Our volunteer fire department is just doing a phenomenal job. I ask for prayers just because I know that there are some families that'll be displaced. Just praying for the community, for the financial loss, the material loss, and of course this has a great emotional impact on people as well.
All right, so let's walk you through what we know. Our chaser in the area tells us roads are still closed there. The grain silos damaged. A train was overturned. The Kansas Highway Patrol, again, told us troopers were responding to reports of overturned semis. With at that time they thought maybe injuries. Again, though, nobody was hurt. We got that great news right before the newscast. There's also damage to homes and the historic hotel there. And we're hearing reports of downed power lines and a gas leak. So for now, we know the help will be needed later, but for now tonight, officials asking you to kind of stay clear until they can get things cleaned up.
Jacob, thank you. Emergency manager also telling me they are in the process of clearing those roads, so hopefully a lot of those roads opening back up so help can get in. We do have a team heading that way to survey the damage. Of course, a developing situation. Wake up bright and early with us, and we will have an update from our crews out there on the scene.
This is a Storm Team 12 weather alert.
And we continue to track a severe thunderstorm warning tonight to the west of Cimarron. This is a thunderstorm that has been producing a lot of hail. In fact, some of the biggest hail we've had reported all day long. Most recently, a 2-inch hail report came in south of Garden City. Now the storm is southeast of Pierceville, and it's moving across the western side of Gray County. If the storm continues to move along the way that it is right now, there's a potential it's going to be coming into the Cimarron area. Probably still about 20 to 30 minutes away from happening, but let's give you an updated look here at what the track looks like. If it's moving east at 25 to 30, that would bring it into Cimarron at around 10:39, potentially coming through Ingalls at 10:23. Once again, be prepared for some large hail with this storm. It could go as large as golf ball size, especially there to the southwest of the Ingalls area. That storm continues to move on to the east. Another storm with some very large hail in between Lakin and Ulysses at the present time. Just to give you a sample here of what kind of hail we're looking at, it looks fairly large to me based on what we're looking at here on radar. Could be up to the size of golf balls there right on the county line. That's Kearney and northern sections of Grant County. That storm continues to move east as well. Then we go to central Kansas. These are not severe thunderstorms. In fact, the environment in central Kansas is really not that supportive of significant severe weather, but we do find some pockets of heavy downpours showing up eastern side of Stafford County, western or northwest parts of Reno County. This is south of Chase, east of Raymond and Rice County, and radar in motion from the last hour shows most of this moving on to the northeast at about 30 to 35 miles per hour. Storms around Little River up toward Canopolis Lake and just east of there through Marquette. Hasn't made it to Lindsborg, but you certainly have a chance as the night wears on. And then we have some rain coming in on Salina. Nothing threatening in terms of hail or strong winds, but might get noisy for a little while as some of these showers and storms redevelop in the area. And this is the start of what will be several days of severe weather coming up. Tomorrow we probably won't see that much in the way of severe weather in Kansas. There could be some strong storms in south central Kansas. Wednesday the threat's going to be in the north. Thursday's threat's going to be central, south central, and then maybe Friday we'll catch a little bit of a breather. but we have several days to get through. So take a look at what happens on Future Track. Through the rest of the night, a stronger severe thunderstorm is possible, but I don't think we're going to see a great deal of severe weather in the overnight. Early tomorrow morning, a leftover shower, lots of clouds, a lot of high humidity. We go into the afternoon, couple of showers or thunder showers around Wichita as we get into the early afternoon, but watch this area east of Dodge City, west of Wichita. Thunderstorms will try to redevelop in the heat of the afternoon. Most of that will then push into northern Oklahoma. So once again, we don't expect to see that much in the way of severe weather on Tuesday. We look ahead to Wednesday. The morning starts off with a partly cloudy sky. We're going to warm up into the 80s for a good chunk of Kansas, and then we'll turn our attention to north central Kansas for some thunderstorms. Take a look. This is the severe weather threat along and north of I-70. Wednesday evening, hail, high winds, all expected. The Future Track is really lighting up with storms across that area. Then Thursday, the severe weather chance is going to be shifting back to the south to include Wichita and most of eastern Kansas as well. And we'll probably have another threat of some severe weather going into the long holiday weekend. So stay with us this week because this is not the last that we're going to see of severe weather in the days ahead. 60-degree low temperatures tonight. Storms will be scattered over the state in the overnight, but once again, severe weather chances do diminish here in the next few hours. Western Kansas looking at 78 in Goodland tomorrow, 79 Scott City, 80 for Hayes, 83 in Dodge City with a good dose of sunshine in the afternoon. Most of the storms are probably going to stay to the south and east. We've got morning clouds, a stray shower at the beginning of your Tuesday. Sun will probably come out briefly tomorrow. South central Kansas looking at some storms tomorrow evening. And for Wichita, we might have an early afternoon shower on Tuesday. A little bit better chance for a couple of storms as we get into the evening. Highs will approach 80 degrees for your Tuesday afternoon and a south breeze. Wednesday, we think most of the active weather is going to be in northern Kansas. That's why you're not seeing a thunderstorm icon for Wednesday. Thursday, chances for severe weather in 84. Thunderstorms are possible Friday night, again over the long holiday weekend. So going to be kind of stormy right through Memorial Day with temperatures a mix of 70s and 80s in the days ahead. Your Eaton Roofing and Exteriors Weather Umbrella winners for tonight is Gary Cobb from Mulvane and Sarah Russell from Park City.